Hello and welcome! It is Gauntlet of Greatness semifinal time. I'm Randy Buehler, joined as usual by Shadow Nutella. How are things, Shadow?
Everything is awesome.
Boy, this tournament has been awesome, that's for sure. We are down to the final four decks. They're going to look at the playoff decks. Remember, this is historical standard, so we gathered together 16 of the best decks in the history of standard. Every deck in the tournament was illegal. You can point to the dates. This deck was standard legal for this period of time. The big upset in the round of 8 for me was Black Devotion beating the Necro deck. I wasn't even sure Devotion was going to get out of the group stage, but it got out of the group stage, and a bunch of Thoughtseizes took down the old school Necro deck last week. Black Devotion now through to the semis, where it has a date with Jace the Mind Sculptor. Other side of the bracket, couple of boogeymen from their respective standards, the Bargain deck and the Affinity deck. We are going to start out on this match, Black Devotion versus Mythic. Here's the Black Devotion deck. This is going to look familiar to anybody who's been playing Standard for more than a year, right? This is 2014 Standard. 4 Thoughtseize, 4 Pack Rat, got your Heroes Downfalls, Underworld Connections, Night Veil Specters. There's the Gray Merchant sitting at the top of the curve as the finisher. Desecration Demon is a pretty hard to deal with creature. Season to Taste with removal spells, 22 Swamps and 4 Mutavaults, right? Shuffle it up. I was not sure that this deck could hang in a field of the best standard decks of all time, but we're in the Final Four and this deck is still here. Now, I think the run ends today, right? This Mythic Conscription deck has Jace the Mind Sculptor. This is just significantly better than anything else in the Black Devotion deck. It does die to Thoughtseize, and it does die to Heroes Downfall, so maybe we got a game, but we'll see. This Mythic Conscription deck, this is a Ramp Shell, right? Birds, Hierarchs, Lotus Cobra. The thing that you're really hoping to ramp into is Sovereigns of Lost Alara, where as a 6-drop, you then attack with whatever happens to be left over, and you get to go get Eldrazi Conscription. +10/+10, Trample, and Annihilator, although the Annihilator doesn't kick in until next turn. +10/+10 and Trample, usually plenty good enough, especially with some other Exalted triggers floating around. And then you've got Planeswalkers as essentially the backup plan. A little bit of permission just to disrupt what they're up to. Knight of the Reliquary is a damn fine creature to attack with. And, the deck's good. It did very well in the first season we did of Gauntlet of Greatness, and it is back in the top 4, having knocked off the other Jace the Mind Sculptor deck in its quarterfinal match. So, Caw-Blade lost to this deck. So that's the matchup. Should be a good one. What do you think, Shadow? What's your pick?
I'm always picking whatever side I'm on. So Black Devotion, 100%. No chance of losing.
Black Devotion, 100%. No chance of losing. All right. Well, that is one way to look at this. I feel like I'm a little less biased in choosing just the decks I'm playing. I think Mythic has the edge here.
I think Mythic has the edge too, but we've seen Black Devotion as our scrappy contender, right?
Oh, sure. Absolutely true. All right, I've got a match hosted in Constructed Open Play Getting Serious, and I'm going to mute you on Skype. We can chat more after the match. Good luck to you, sir.
Sounds good. Good luck to you.
All right. Game on. And we won the die roll. Look at that. This hand looks great. This hand looks absurd. Yes, I would like to keep. Whatever. He's got Thoughtseize, right? And he's got removal spells, so he can kill a bird. He can steal a Jace. But I'm still going to be happy with 2 acceleration creatures, a Jace, and a Sovereigns. Ooh, no turn 1 play. So no Thoughtseize. Yeah, I play Knight here, I assume, but I should get an island? All right. Bird into knight into Jace. Seems like a good curve. Let's see what happens. Mutable. Sure. Interesting. So he's making me decide whether I want to sack my bird or my knight. If I sack the bird, then my next turn play is just Bird of Paradise. If I sack the knight, then I can play a Jace, but it's a naked Jace, which he can attack with Mutavault. Oh, interesting. Can I do the untap trick? Yes. I can actually sack the bird and still play a Jace if I'm willing to tap my Knight of the Reliquary to sack a land. I don't know if I am. Because I still have this problem of Mutavault just attacks Jace. Now, the first time Mutavault attacks Jace doesn't do that much, and it also kind of uses up the whole turn, so... The fact that the knight can ramp me if I need it to makes me want to sack the bird here. Yeah, this has got to be sack bird. Second sovereigns. So I can fetch a forest and then sack the forest. For any land card. Yeah, I think I just play the Jace here with the Knight of the Reliquary trick. And then I'm up a card on the Jace. And he can't kill it with Mutavault. What do I want to get here? I have to get Island. Right, I have to get blue mana in order to play the Jace. Now, I could get a Misty into the island so that my knight gets a little bigger, but I actually kind of want to draw fetch lands, so I'm just going to straight get the island. Is that right? I can make my knight bigger. I can thin my library at fetch lands. Yeah, that's probably right. Fine, I'll get the Misty. Turn 3 Jace, through a disruption spell. No problem. Found a fetch land. So next turn I can play a fetch land. So I put back what? Sovereigns? That way, even if he thought seizes me, well, I can't play one next turn anyway. I kind of like the lands. I feel like I only want one of these two sovereigns. Yeah, I'm going to draw sovereigns. Now, if he has Hero's Downfall, he should probably just use it. If he doesn't, he's probably going to Mutavault to attack. Yeah, okay, he's got the Hero's Downfall. Fair enough. So now, what are we doing? Bird with Mana Leak up. And I get to smash him. Seems fine. Actually, I'm set for Sovereigns next turn, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I get to play Sovereigns next turn. I mean, I've set it up where I'm playing another Sovereigns. I wanted to get the comes into play tap land down this turn so that I could Sovereigns, which means I'm not shuffling away as Sovereigns, but it's not even terrible here. Oh, interesting. He's going to say go with 1 BB. So do I risk the Sovereigns? I mean, the Knight of the Reliquary is hitting him pretty hard anyway. I mean, what happens? If I play Sovereigns, he's going to have to kill the Sovereigns. If he kills the Knight of the Reliquary, then next turn I'm just attacking with a Bird of Paradise. So he probably has to kill the Sovereigns, which I think I'm fine with. Yeah, this seems fine. Maybe you have a removal spell. But even if you do, I think you have to kill sovereigns. Or I attack you with sovereigns next turn, so... Kill you? Question mark? Oh, he's going to downfall the knight. Alright. Well, I have the sovereigns. I guess if he untaps and kills sovereigns, I'm mildly sad. Except that a land lets me play another one and still attack with bird. Okay. Yep. So land would be great. It's not a land. Must be out of removal though, right? I feel like I just keep saying check. Like, does this kill you? How about this? Your move, sir. I feel a little guilty. Like, I could have slow played and left up Mana Leak and just hit him with the knight. Pack Rat is not a problem. So he's just dead now, right? Yeah, I think it's just killed him. I mean, there's a small chance he can get enough toughness in front of this to not die to the trample, but I don't think so. Right, it's... Sure, I'll sack the bird. I'm okay with this. I'm not holding my other Eldrazi conscription, worth checking. If you're him. So right, this is 15, and he can only get 1 point of toughness in front of it. Ball game. Game 1 goes to the Mythic conscription deck. All right. I happen to have these 4 Celestial Purges in my deck, in my sideboard. I think they're just great. Like, I think that the way I want to sideboard this match is I want to make sure that I can handle it if he gets a disruptive draw, right? He knocks some stuff out of my hand. He kills a couple of mana creatures. I want to be set up where I can actually play a long game, so being able to draw cards to refill my hand sounds spectacular. Mana Leak does not sound spectacular to me. Like, I don't want to be reacting to him. I want to be just tapping out to do my stuff and sort of accomplish what I can as our opening hands play out, and then I want to be able to, like, destroy his Underworld connections, destroy his Pack Rat, things like that. I don't think Explore, because I don't want to be all in on this ramp strategy. Like, it's a chance I'm supposed to cut some of the ramp creatures. I don't think I want to go that far, though. I think, like, okay, I've got my ramp deck. Plan A is ramp into Knight, Sovereigns, Jace, Elspeth. But plan B, I can kill his Desecration Demon. I can refill my hand. Yeah, I think I like this. No permission, but I'm reacting with Purge. This just seems way better than Mana Leak. Just because, I mean, you saw there, it's really hard for me to actually Mana Leak his removal spells since he has so many of them in their instant speed. If I'm lucky and I have a thought, I can catch he thought seizes me and this is the only choice, that would be exciting. But this does shut off Pack Rat, but I don't think that's where I want to be. I mean, look, I wouldn't mind. There are scenarios where Linvala would be very good, but I don't think it does anything other than shut off Pack Rat. So I don't think I want to bring in Linvala. Yeah, let's go with this. Fine hand. I mean, the conscription's obviously bad, but the rest of it would be a spectacular 6-card hand, so I'm definitely keeping. Yeah, here we go. It's funny. What's he supposed to... I guess he's supposed to take Sovereigns, but, like, this card's pretty good against him. He could take Bird if he has no removal. I think he's supposed to take Sovereigns here. Although it's worse with the conscriptions in my hand. Yeah, we take Sovereigns. I think I would have done the same thing if I was him. I don't actually have access to a second blue mana yet for that Jace's Ingenuity. You gonna kill the bird too? Of course you're gonna kill the bird too. Oh, I don't even have the first blue mana. Well, there's the first blue mana. Pretty good. Sumi takes Ingenuity. I mean, this game goes long and grindy enough. I may actually be able to hardcast Eldrazi Conscription. It's actually starting to look mildly better in my hand. Oh, the Kingdom. Why can't you be a Misty Rainforest? Come on, deck. One blue mana, please. Oh, he's got nothing yet. That's good. The blue mana eventually. It doesn't work though, right? I play the Cobra. I play the Fetch. Wait, it does work. Play fetch mana. I play the fetch land. I fetch a land, and then I tap it for mana. Crazy. This deck is so unfair sometimes. This just feels kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna hide. Obviously, I'd hope not to have to redraw that. Well, whatever. I have to reshuffle effects. But I'm gonna hide the Jace's Ingenuity from any potential Thoughtseize. Lotus Cobra doing his thing. Man, that worked out. There you go. I guess yeah. I could have had a Conscription there instead of a Lotus Cobra, but like I'm building up enough mana. I don't really want the Conscription in the graveyard, and the Cobra wasn't doing a ton. I think this is okay this way. Hiding the Jace's Ingenuity. Jace's Ingenuity, though, that I was definitely pretty happy with. All right. So do I Ingenuity first? No, I Jace first. I know one of the cards, but whatever. I can't reshuffle. He's at 3 cards. He didn't play a land last turn. Still have no ability to reshuffle. The Lotus Cobra lets me play a land. So I have 6 mana this turn. I can't do anything exciting. I should just cast the Jace's Ingenuity. That's what I should do. So whatever, I'm just going to redraw all these cards. Blue mana. Ooh. Now I draw the fetch line, but I've already played a land this turn. It's all good. Certainly have no complaints about the way this game has gone. Thoughtseize, Devour Flesh, Thoughtseize, opening stripped me of everything, but you know what? Sometimes you top deck Jace, and then you top deck Lotus Cobra to make a couple of blue mana, right? Why do you put these cards in your deck? I mean, he must be sitting on Grave Merchants, right? I mean, what is he holding and not playing? Took the Conscription. Funny. It's better than taking the backup Jace, I suppose. Yeah. I thought we Jason reshuffle. That's a bunch of crap. So, green, white. actually activate? So if I get an island, I mean, I'm clearly going to reshuffle. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. To figure out which of these creature lands I can actually have the mana to attack with this turn. But I mean, my Jace has drawn a bunch of lands, and I still feel like I'm in just tremendous shape here. All right, white. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can only attack with the wild. That's fine. I mean, he might have some removal spells in his hand. He could be sitting on a bunch of Grey Merchants. Okay, Vile Blade. Fair enough. You served me well, Lotus Cobra. Yup. With mana. With Grey Merchant, and he's down to 1 card in his hand. We have a freshly shuffled library, and we're just drawing more Jaces anyway. Man. Crazy. I mean, this is more fetches than I can even get lands for, hilariously enough. I should play the Lotus Cobra, I guess. I mean, I'm going to play a fetch land. I'm going to use my fetch land to make Night bigger so that I can attack with it. I don't actually care about defending Jace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I play a Lotus Cobra, can I get the Colonnade in for an attack? I can't attack with Wildwood anymore, so I definitely want to attack with Colonnade. 5 mana to attack with Colonnade. This, yeah, I feel like you get this far ahead and you start micromanaging the details of this. Can't be the most exciting part of Magic, but if I Cobra and then play a fetch land, playing the fetch, getting the thing, activating it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, I can still activate Celestial Colonnade. So I'll do it that way. I mean, really hard for him to recover from here, I think. It's just Jace, right? Jace the Mind Sculptor is so insane. All right, do your worst. Whatever. He plays another Grey Merchant. He drains me for 4. He gets to 6. And I guess he can chump block for a turn. I do not, in fact, have a mana leak. I could, by rights, have a mana leak here. I do not have a mana leak. But, yeah. 6. I might have to... Oh, I can bounce 1 to clear a path? Yeah, he's tapped out, right? It's not like there's any pitch spells in his incarnation of Standard. So if I just bounce this and then fire up the Colonnade, one of these 2 creatures will get through. Yep. The Devotion run, the Black Devotion run finally going to end. It lasted quite a while. It was a pretty nice Cinderella to have around, actually. It's interesting to see where sort of current Standard lines up with...
Jace is fair.
Not really. No, no, not really.
Jace is fair. Yeah, like I'm just never gonna be able to beat that card advantage. And of course, like the one term I don't disrupt you, you happen to have Jace, right? Like,
Yeah, if I held it for a turn, I mean, sometimes you're going to draw these cards. There's four of them in my deck. Like, if you're not actually applying pressure, I get a while to top deck, right?
oh, absolutely.
I mean, I kind of built my deck. The way I sideboarded was to maximize my top decks. I mean, not that Jace was a relevant part of it, but the Jace's ingenuity. I mean, you had to thought seize that away, and then I drew another one later. That was pretty good. Makes sense. Broken deck is broken.
Broken deck is broken.
Look, maybe a hell of a run for the Devotion deck.
I wanted to see it keep going, but you know what? If I never see Mythic again, that's fine too. So.
Oh, you want it retired? You want to get one of the Jace decks out of the field? Is that the idea?
Yes, that is how I feel.
Yeah, it's going to be Jace versus a Broken deck in the finals. That's how this is going to work out, right? It's either going to be Bargain, so another Urza block Broken deck, or it's going to be Affinity. So yeah, any one of those three could go and be a reasonable addition to the Hall of Fame, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll buy that.